Back to Geek Feng Shui. I'm your host and game master, Booksellers JR. Shout out to our friends at Kiata Good Brewing here in Castle-Mantle-Ville, South by Southeast up in Pine Island, and Under Pressure in Golden Valley. All great places to visit here in Minnesota. If you're not, ask yourself, why not? Or look for a venue of similar family, pet, kid, fun, friendly places where you can get together and chillax, play board games, card games, games of chance, or participate in events such as Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, coloring, crafting, book clubs, all kinds of fun things. Check them out. Also check out my books at sellersjr.com, my smoking at kiltedswinebbq.com, and my overall website, geekfengshui.com. Check out my YouTube channels, Geek Feng Shui, Kilted Swine BBQ, and Whiskey Zulu 9 or Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. With that all said, we're going to get back into Baldur's Gate, which I've been finding to be more and more fun. I've been trying to figure out how the playstyle goes between controller and keyboard. And so I'm going to go back to Zamboni, my Warlock. That is what I'm going to be playing. And our local Dungeons and Dragons was up at Great Festival this weekend, and they had some Dungeons and Dragons up there. Renaissance Festival is the name that was escaping me as I said that. It was a little hot, but it was kind of cool in the tent. I didn't get a chance to stop and talk to him, but it was a good group to see. One of the things that you get with this game is a fundamental understanding of Dungeons and Dragons. How the dice roll can really screw you over. I saw a young gal wearing a shirt that says I, and it has a picture of a 20-sided die underneath crap. And I don't know, people who don't play Dungeons and Dragons don't quite understand that it means I roll crap, but I was amused. And I told her I fully understood it, and she laughed. Okay, so let's see. Oops, I went to the wrong one. I was trying to get out of the camp, so we're going to go back to Zamboni 3. I was having a terrible time with this first fight, and rather than going over and over and over as to what was happening, I decided to make a test save. And so I'll come back and show you how to get out of camp, because that is also an interesting thing where you have to talk to your NPC companion that you rescued from the ship, take a rest, and then get out of the camp. And yes, saving often is a good idea. As you saw with the test one, I saved it just before the fight, so I could go in and say, okay, do I go forward? Do I go backwards? What is this? Because these fights can boil down to the dice roll and the class of character you're playing. Now with the monk, she's out in front with the warlock. It's kind of a retreat and get your own. So where we left off with this was in camp. There's a little delay because it thinks I'm playing a keyboard. So you have to go talk to your...
You strike me as the reliable sort. But are you sure this is a good idea?
There are lit fuses in our heads. Sooner or later, they're going to blow. Each hour that passes, the thing inside us grows. We need to find a healer. Let's wake up at first light.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
We're overdue some good fortune. Rest well. We'll need our strength.
So you've talked to Shadow. Now you need to go over and do a rest. You can do a full rest, or you can do a long rest. Let's we'll do a short rest to see what happens.
This is not the world you know. Rest feels impossible, no matter how heavy your eyes become. Every time they flicker shut, the tadpole seems to twitch behind them. Dragons, gears, and the hells themselves have come after you. Yet it is this creature that lingers in your skull. All you have to do is turn the tables. Cage the creature before it cages you. You wonder if it could hear these thoughts. If it knows you're planning a rebellion. Let it listen. You will dream of all the ways to make this power your own.
So you can leave camp. Sure. All right. So this is where I did the test save. So in case we screw up, we'll do 4 R for run. So we don't have to go through the whole camp thing. That was one thing I found out. So we are going to come up to a situation where there's going to be 3 things.
More of those wretched things.
One thing I find a little bit tough, try to loot, and the person walks by, and so then you end up talking. So this is where it gets complicated, because you get 3 of these, at least 3. And with the Warlock, it's probably best to retreat.
Better stay back. One strike could be lethal. I'll catch a break.
I'm 4 of 10, so I'm going to put up on the cables.
What should I do?
We'll do a guiding bolt. So we're gonna go do Eldritch Flash.
Done.
We are 8 of 10. We're gonna back up.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
What's the plan?
So she is gonna do another. Let's do a fireball.
On the move. I'm not going to last much longer.
Okay, so she's not. Can't be helped. All right.
Need to stay focused. You fight well. Perhaps
There,
our survival
you
isn't
made
such
it.
a distant prospect.
Go to your right toggle. So we're gonna level up. So Burning Hands. Hellish Rebuke. X. Witch Bolt. I want to try with the Burning Hands. We'll go with this one for now.
There's no time to waste.
So you level up both yourself and your companion. So these are ones I've already known. Shield of Faith. We can always go with what we have.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
If I can leap. Let's go over here maybe. This is where you find your too high, enough space. So what we're going to do now, we're going to save early and save often. And I'd like to take my hat off to the Reddit trolls and
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered.
more apt to criticize about.
There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others? There. Can you see it?
Just a dumb boar. You're relieved until you see the flash of a dagger.
Don't we? I saw you on the ship. Free, scuttling about. You're in league with them, aren't you? Those tentacle... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on? The worm. Of course. That explains things somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies. A kindred spirit. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me. Is that so? We clearly move in different circles. So, do you know anything about these worms? Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time. Well, yes, of course. But first things first. You know, I was ready to go this alone. But maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
All right. So, under the save early, save often gambit, almost looks like this is where we came. Ooh. I think it is. Is that? Yeah, alright. So we get to do some more fighting, maybe.
There. A mind flayer. It's hurt.
That thing's bound to be dangerous, even if injured. Best be careful.
approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. The poor creature is on the brink of death, but there's still time. You'd give your life to save it, to nurse it back to health. But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere. Your minds fuse, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive, and with your very body, you can provide. The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Monster. Death is too good for it.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
What's going on with that room? Looks unstable somehow.
Approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
A hand? Anyone? Just your average traveler stuck between realms. Pull me out, and we'll get properly introduced. That's it! Go on! Keep pulling! Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this. A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well. And I can only assume you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region. The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceremorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them. And it looks like we're both starved for answers. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together? Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
That's curious.
You're both twice as tall as me, but have half the bloody backbone.
But we don't know what that thing even is. And what about the crypt?
I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we... Stop! Got ourselves competition already. That's our ship. You're all hot air. Think you can get us to leave that bounty to you? Not a chance. What are you lot waiting for? Get him!
shape.
Take your...
May the dice roll in my favor. Wounds, too much to bear.
Fading fast. I need healing.
This is why you say. Oh, jeez. Yep. So let's go back to. That's the first time I wiped out my party. That's why I always save before a major confrontation. I think you saw now why I did that test save. Dice rolls suck. I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says that. But that's how you find out about the attacks going on and figure out what to do. Zamboni obviously is not a frontline attacker. That is something of the charm of this game that may not sit well with some people, but I enjoy it.
What's that?
You're both twice as tall as me, but have half the bloody backbone.
But we don't know what that thing even is. And what about the crypt?
I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we... Stop! Got ourselves competition already. That's our ship. First you look, then you touch, then you take. The only thing we're sharing with you is our pointy ends. Get him!
Moving.
Never a dull moment. Another step forward. get too close. Yes, here. Still on my feet. Done!
Got to move.
The lance board is set. Indeed.
With finesse.
Well, so much for peace. Time for some bloody work. Breathe deep and move.
Swords meet sorcery. In striking distance.
Step quick. Can't even catch my breath.
Done!
Okay, so we're going to save. So moral survive. Go. Here and loot.
There's something underneath here. There's something underneath here. There's something underneath here. There's something underneath here. There's something underneath here.
Well, all of our party needs a rest. So we are going to go back out. Stupid twisting vines. We go to camp. And those of you that are Baldur's Gate veterans can laugh all you want.
So, we've picked up a wizard who managed to get stuck in his own portal. Hardly a promising introduction. Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
End of day.
So, not a tentacle to be seen. Naturally, but I was thinking, what if it doesn't? Of course, first sign of change, and I'll have to stop that pretty little heart of yours. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer. Well, now you're just being close-minded. There are some lovely ways to go. I've watched urchins freeze to death in the street. It looks peaceful, just like falling asleep. Then I suppose we'll just see what happens. Don't worry, darling. I like you. I'm sure I'll make the right choice.
I think we'll leave it at that. For now, we'll come back when we have more time. As usual, say hello to our friends at Cat of Good Brewing here in Castle Manorville, Under Pressure up in Golden Valley, South by Southeast and Pine Island, or similar venues in your area for chillaxing family, pet, kid fun friendly places with games afoot, crafting, books, clubs, and other events such as Dungeons and Dragons or food eating contests. Check them out. Check out my books at sellersjr.com, my overall website at Geek Feng Shui, or my Smoking a Kilted Swine BBQ.com, or my 3 channels here, Geek Feng Shui, Kilted Swine BBQ, or Whiskey Zulu 9 or Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Please like and subscribe. It's free. It helps the channel. And I look forward to showing more of my inept gameplay in the future. Have a good one.